Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is the Kova. So we're going to do a few things here. Neck guard, we have toe ties, which are right here, and then we finally have suspenders. So we're going to do kind of a 3-in-1 review here, talking about Kova, the company that makes these goalie accessories. You've probably seen them by now. If not, you should definitely check them out. They are a company in Finland that makes extremely high quality goalie accessories. They used to make gear, and I think they repair gear too as well in Finland. So if you're in Finland, like, they're basically the best shop to go to. We are going to talk about their gear specifically and do a review on them and talk about how great these are. For all that, if you want to support the channel and you're buying hockey equipment anyways, if you live in Canada, check out the links in the description to Hockey Supremacy. If you're in the US, check out the links to Pure Hockey. Clicking those links, making a purchase gives me a kickback to help support the channel so I can make more videos and making more content. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel and you're not buying hockey equipment, check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Everything through those links always comes back into the channel so I can make more content and doing more reviews. First of all, full disclosure, I ended up buying one of these, well, this one specifically from Kova. I bought it, and when I bought it, Kova ended up sending me a pair of suspenders, which will show off, and the toe ties as well. So I paid for this, and they sent me those extras for freebie, so huge thanks to them for that. I ended up buying this neck guard, clavicle guard, because I was moving away from my brown chest, which has it built in, and I bought that Konekt one, and the Konekt one came with the neck guard too, but I wanted to try this. Then I bought the CCM Pro Return, so I've been wearing this with the CCM Pro Return. The thing I noticed though is that I accidentally forgot to not order the taller version of this neck guard. So it is the thinner one, and, well, I should say shorter one right here. Still protective and everything, but just doesn't cover as much as my neck as I want. I want a lot of coverage on my neck. My brown was massive basically, and went all the way up to my chin, so I love that. It never got in the way, so I wanted to replicate that. So while this one did an excellent job for everything over here, I wanted to get a little bit beefed up. So you can see this is the biggest max one they have for the option on their website, and you can see the differences between these two. So this one is a lot taller, as you can really see right here. So this one is a lot taller and gives you a lot more protection up there. I never got hit in the neck while wearing this up here or anything, so I never noticed it, but I did want that more height in there just so peace of mind and to have more protection on it. So I reached out to Kova and I ended up buying this one and said, hey, I want to buy this neck guard, and I'm probably going to buy suspenders from you too. So I ended up talking to them and working with them, and I ended up buying one of these, and as well as one of my suspenders, which I'll show you in a second. It was kind of the upgraded one. Go on their website for the price. The price changes, and depending on what currency you're in, it changes as well. Shipping on it was unbelievably fast. When I ordered, I think it was like a week turnaround time to get it made and shipped from Finland to Canada. Now it's going to be different based on the year and what their current lead time is, and if it's an in-stock product or not, and what these are made of. And these are both the exact same specs besides the colors and the sizing. So you have a dense foam right here and a softer foam below. I believe this is their gel material. It is on the outside pieces right here too. So you have that more dense, more protective piece here and softer piece there. This part is also very, very dense foam with a softer piece on the back side. So it's a nicer for comfort, and a very nice kind of material in here. It's like a spandex type of material. It's very comfortable on the neck and feels fantastic. Your little tags right here, actually we'll show it off with this one since it's an easier color. You have like their Kova laser etched kind of in there, but you have this Gen Pro and a little tag to peel it off, and it is attached that way. And it is like, the quality on this cannot be stated enough for how good these pieces are. Like there's not a stitch out of place. Then they are honestly the nicest piece of equipment I have ever seen in the goalie market. So it's kind of a shame that Kova doesn't make goalie gear anymore, and I get why they don't. Accessories is kind of their bread and butter. Goalie equipment takes a lot longer to make. This stuff is unreal. The Gen Pro they use is fantastic quality. They have baby blue, which is kind of hard to come by, to be honest. But anyways, that is a fantastic quality. Everything here feels great. The Velcro is all solid. Everything about these is absolutely fantastic, and they obviously have customizable options, as you can see, where it has my thing right there and then right here. Now, I originally was going to get my logo put on this. This one I just wanted to say Kova, and as you can see, I love the customization, but you can do crazy things with your logo and stuff on there as well. The options on here are really nice, and the quality of it is honestly better than anything else I've ever seen. So I keep iterating that, but I want to make it really obvious how good it is. Now, the protection on this, I haven't taken a puck to the neck, thankfully, but the difference that this one as well, but this makes, especially around your upper body, like the clavicle area here, and even the floaters, without it and with it is like night and day. My CCM chest is pretty beefed. It's an NHL CCM chest, so it is pretty beefed. This one just pads everything to make it a little bit better. My Warrior chest, which I'm currently wearing, which is my X4 Pro Plus, without wearing this, I honestly feel naked in it with that chest protector, just because like up here, if you get shots up here, which is kind of just like around the neck area but not quite your neck, you feel it so much more without this. With this thing on, it kind of upgrades that chest and for that area to be a lot more bulletproof, to be just blunt. The things on the wings and up tight, so when you get it right by your ear, this does an excellent job of protection on that too, and so kind of beefs it as well. I absolutely love this thing and absolutely hate when I forget one of these, and I've done it a few times when I'm in a rush, and I absolutely hate the results of it. So these things are absolutely fantastic. They're expensive, but the quality is next level, and they are one of the easiest things for me to recommend to people. You can bring it across different chest protectors. This thing should last you years and years and years. I have a slight amount of like baconing right here on this strap, and I use this for about a year, but honestly it's totally fine, and I crank this. So when I do this up, I wanted this to be as tight as possible to keep this like kind of to pull it up more because I wanted that more coverage. With this one, I can do it really loose now, and so I just do it just like that, and then it's totally fine because it does give me that more coverage and I don't have to pull it up more. So it is fantastic in regards to that, and it's honestly, like I said, it's probably my favorite accessory I've ever bought out of any hockey equipment, and it's just simply the best quality gear I've ever used. And that is saying a lot. So this is kind of how the smaller Kova fits and under a chest. And this is the CCM Pro chest. So this is what a ton of NHL goalies are wearing. So the NHL guys that are wearing this, big chance they're wearing one of these as well. So it's, as you can see, it doesn't come up that high, and there is like that much, right? And it does come up a little bit here. The big part about here though, and I talked about the extra protection on the shoulders. This piece, like this part back here, comes all the way to basically out here. So from here all the way to here, you have extra protection of this clavicle piece all the way down, and it comes all the way down to about right here too. So you have that extra layer, and that is huge on the shoulder floaters. This one has super beefy shoulder floaters where there's no real issues, but like my Retail Warrior one, this one comes in, it's really good, and it really helps on ones that aren't as beefy as this. So when you're obviously just standing here, you don't really make saves like that, and you don't really play like that. So when you do go in your crouch, you can see, so that is kind of how it sits into the chest. And again, it is smaller and lower, and that's why I ended up going with the other one as well, so you get more height on it. And as you can see how much taller this one sits in my neck, kind of is a lot, like there's less of a gap there and everything, and it sits taller all the way around. This is why I wanted to get this one, because it does have that extra coverage. And again, coverage on the clavicles and everything. Now this one's just higher as well. And when we go into the stance, you can see the coverage is definitely higher than what the other pieces are. So that's why I wanted to go this route and why I grabbed one of these. So the next accessory we are going to look at is the toe tie, and it's not a tie, obviously. It's kind of this thing right here, which is, it has Velcro like this that ends up going through right here and tightening down like that. So pretty straightforward how this works. You just put it in through your skates like a normal toe tie, which I'll show off in a second because I like a specific version you can do with the Konekts with these. But I love the details on this and how this overall works. The piece of Gen Pro right here, so you have that nice little tab that comes on and off. Fantastic idea. The materials they always use is always fantastic, and I do like how, because this ties in, it is adjustable too. So you can put more slack in it if you want, or just do it like that. So I do have a bit of slack in there as well. So you can do it any way you want. Now, the one thing is that these are just an elastic band, right? So it isn't kind of that cord, which would be replaceable like the elastic cords all the other toe ties have. This one isn't elastic, so that elastic goes, you're kind of stuck unless you want to make it your own. You have to buy another one. And there is some wear points on the side, so you can see this piece right here, which has obviously kind of been cut a little bit by the front of my skates, and there is some baconing going on in the straps as well, and you can see it right here. But so far I use these pads for a season with these toe ties on. Like every time I've used this pad, basically, actually it's been like a year now, so it's like probably a season and a half of use of these pads. Now I only use these pads really once or twice a week max, so it wasn't like they were getting 5 times a week, but that use is pretty okay overall. I have gone through toe ties quicker than that on some of the traditional ones, and I'm no need to replace these anytime soon, but I do want to call that out. The only thing I might want to change is I might like to see a little piece of Gen Pro tab just like this kind of put on right here. So see how this loops over? If they could put a little piece of Gen Pro with that tab, just because it would make it easier for more stomachly round goalies like myself to pull this piece through and to grab it on the other side. It's super easy with this one because obviously it's super tiny and goes like that, and then it has that tab to pull. But with this one, I sometimes find that when I try to pull this through, it kind of just doesn't go all the way through and it kind of pulls back sometimes. So that would make it super easy to grab onto and a little bit easier to use, and a small change. But hopefully maybe they'll do that in the future, but it's not a big thing and it's just a nitpick. And if you don't have a round stomach like me, you're probably fine using it anyways. Now, to demonstrate how this works and to give a little show off of why I really like this one, we have the Konekt skate here, which is honestly kind of annoying to use with toe ties because of how sloped this is, and without any laces, toe ties just fall off the front all the time, which I'll give an example for here. And you can do this any way you want. Normally I go through here and then up, but because this is just a demonstration of how this can do, and I'll show kind of why I like it, we'll just do the one way for right now. So we gotta slide this through, push the other one through the other side if I can grab it, and so I mean where I can grab it, but again, this is a little awkward position. Pull it out, pull it up, put it through here, and there you have your tightness. And you can adjust it obviously with this Velcro, and I'm a huge fan of that because yes, you can adjust other toe ties with the Velcro for how much you want, but this one you can do quite a decent amount of adjustment for coverage. I hate when having Velcro exposed, especially on the bottom of your pad, so it doesn't catch on things. So this one you have a pretty decent range of like that to as well as that for tightness. So I like that you can do that tightness like pretty wide, as well as keeping all the Velcro covered. Now, I mentioned how Konekts are annoying because of that. They kind of toe ties fall down here a lot, and it happens like every toe tie I've ever used has done this. Happens with these as well. But when I use these pads with this skate, what you can do, and what I've been starting to do, is go through here and then kind of go like this, and then just attach that piece right here, and then you have zero problems and it won't go anywhere. So it still stays there and it doesn't slide down, and it just works pretty well, and overall I'm pretty happy with it. I like how that's an option on here. I do find that with this kind of setup, if I do that with other toe ties that work normally on my like true skates as well, this will be way too tight and I can't do it. So but with these ones it works pretty well, and I'm a huge fan of it, and it's comfortable and it works the way as you're expecting. It still gives you like a stretch because it is that elastic, right? So you still have that give on for the ankles and more comfortableness, but also because it has that stretch, the pad gets rotated back to where it should be. So huge fan of these. I totally understand why some people are hesitant on them though, and might not like them. They are pretty expensive as well. And with them not having a kind of interchangeable piece like the cord in here, I kind of get it, but at the same time, people always say pro laces, and I've honestly had less issues with these than pro laces, so I'm a huge fan of these toe ties. Core Tech, which are core shorts, and people have heard of these before. They were labeled under Under Armour before. Now Bauer sells hockey specific one, but Core themselves sell their own line of pants and supportive clothing and apparel. Basically, this stuff helps you with growing strains, growing pulls, and helps keep your hips tight and everything like that. And speaking of injuries, I kind of pulled a growing playing in the playoffs a few months ago, and have had to keep using these Core Tech shorts to make sure my growing doesn't get worse. When I don't wear them, I can feel it and it hurts kind of to walk the next day. With these, keeps everything nice and tight and keeps everything from stretching out too far and getting injured. So these have been a huge savior for me. Check out the link in the description to their website and use my coupon code that's in there to get a discount, and I'll put it on the screen here. It helps support myself and the channel so I can make content and doing real reviews, but also you get a solid product that I use all the time and basically am needed in order to keep my growing from falling apart. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel without buying anything, check out the links in the description to Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. Everything through those links always comes back into the channel so I can keep making more content and doing more reviews. Now, if you follow Kova on social media, and you should because you're seeing a ton of pros with their gear, they're one of the most, I'm gonna say, used pieces is their suspenders, and a ton of NHL teams order these and a ton of goalies order them, and their suspenders are honestly just like second to none, and there's no other company I would recommend more to get than these suspenders with how good they are. So this is, I don't know if it's Gen 1, but this is an earlier version of their suspender, and you can see, and well, one of the issues I kind of had with it is this piece would come undone a bit more because of this not elastic here. So they actually upgraded the elastic, and I'll show you the new versions in a second. But let me go over just this one itself because they're kind of the same, and it's kind of this interesting design, and it has my pink and black colors. You can see you have your customization there. They can do a bunch of things in there. I think they can do logos back here. I just want it pretty straight up. Hills 70, my number and everything, as well as you can see the cool laser etching for Kova right there. All this is made with fantastic Gen Pro, all, like everywhere, right? This is all fantastic stitching. And again, This is like the highest quality stuff I've seen everywhere. Every piece of their stuff is phenomenal. Thick plastic back here to hold this together, and a nice, easy, quick release strap here so you can pull these off really easy and change them. And is a lot, also just gives you a quick adjustment of tightening too. So if you want that tighter, you can do it, or if you just want to leave it the way it is, you can do it too. And again, Kova goes the extra mile, having this little Gen Pro tab. One of the best design pieces on gear is how they keep putting those tabs. Absolutely fantastic. The loops they have, as you can see, you have your Gen Pro loops to straight into your buttons, suspender buttons on the back, as well as on the front, which we'll go to here. And you can see the suspender loops right here, same thing. So fantastic design. Again, overall, this one doesn't come undone, but it is all done nice with Gen Pro and no plastic buckles on the face, which is one of the reasons why I want to buy these in the first place, because there is none of that plastic on the face. Plastic on faces always breaks. I've gone through so many plastic pieces on this, on belts for pads, for suspenders. I've gone through tons of suspenders because of that too. And even when this is rubber, it would end up just breaking. Not even when this is like a rubber-ish material, it would end up getting hard and break. This is doing a fantastic job of not breaking, and because there is no plastics. So you also have their accessory pieces too, the front tie strap here as well. And again, fantastic quality on it. Just a Gen Pro piece, but very nice how it is as a loop in here, and it has that pull off piece. And I love how wide this one is too. So you can do that. And you don't really have to worry about the Velcro here touching anything, because you just do it like this, and it's going to be on the suspender piece itself. So I kind of do it looser, so it does give it a bit more give. But I absolutely love all of these, and it's fantastic. And again, no plastic pieces on the front whatsoever, and you do have that elastic give. And you saw back here how I looped this over. This is the only plastic part on the back, well, besides that one loop, is back here. So I'm sure if you do this really terribly, you could pull it up here, but this adjustment piece is always on the back. That way it doesn't get hit with pucks, it will last longer, and it won't break. So fantastic, fantastic design. Now for the upgraded piece here, we have a new elastic, which is, hopefully you can kind of see this, it just feels like it is thicker and more durable. So overall size of it feels like it's the same, but it's more coarse to touch. It stretches a bit less than what this does, so you can see a little bit less stretch to this. And more importantly, this piece right here, there's little teeth in here, hopefully you can see that, bites better on here. So you can see how mine are looped over like this, and these have never moved once, where these ones I did have issues in the past with. So their updated ones are even better, and this bites better and holds better. Worst case scenario, if I really did find this to be a recurring issue, I can just tape it, but you don't have to do that with this, and Kova has made a nice small adjustment here. And you can also see the difference in stitching that they've kind of did too. So they did different low icon there, so it has some interesting details in it. And again, excellent quality of everything. They have this adjustable piece on the back. So this is kind of like the V almost 2, but they really just did some small tiny changes and have a slightly better elastic system, which I'm a huge fan of. Again, these are expensive, but for the amount of suspenders I've gone through with these, which is zero compared to all the other ones, those $30 suspenders, well, I'm in Canada, so they're like $30. Even if they're $20, I would break like 2 of those a year at least. And this has lasted me, well, specifically this one, because I've had these ones for a really long time. These ones I've had for about 4 months of actual use. This one I've had for like 2 seasons of use. So these have lasted me 2 seasons, 0 issues. And I use these pants, well, this one was with my black pants, which I wore a lot, and 0 issues, and they're absolutely fantastic. So while they are expensive, you do get a pretty awesome custom piece if you want to go that route, or if you get the stock one, you get basically the best made accessory there is in the hockey industry. Like the quality of these and the stitching on these and the materials they use is just fantastic. And again, I can't state that enough of how good Kova stuff is, and I'll happily recommend them and use them. And like whenever people ask suspenders, neck guards, it's always Kova, 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 and they're honestly just absolutely fantastic. So I want to get that out there. There's a reason they have so many pros and NHL teams and AHL teams and European teams buying their suspenders and accessories. They're really good, and the quality is fantastic, the speed is fantastic, and they're excellent people. So thank you very much for watching this. Hopefully this is helpful. Check them out in the description and let them know you came from me. It'd be greatly appreciated. I don't get kickback or anything, but I want to support the small business and people who are passionate about gear and who make really, really good quality stuff, which is what this is. Like this video, subscribe to me on YouTube, comment on this video, let me know of your experiences with the Kova gear. Hopefully it's as good as my experiences. Remember to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are in the description. If you want to support the channel and you're buying hockey equipment anyways and you live in Canada, US, check out the links in the description. If you're in Canada, to Hockey Supremacy. If you're in the US, to Pure Hockey. Clicking those links, make a purchase. Gives me a kickback, helps support the channel so I can make more content and do more reviews. Otherwise, check out otherwise, if you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Everything through those always comes back into the channel to help me make more content and do more videos, and it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.